Whisky is shaped by the place it's made. The flavours of the grain and the barley and where that's come from, the wind and the sea spray. Those casks breathe in the air that we breathe. On Islay, between us and Canada, there's nothing but the Atlantic. There's the idea that that resilience and that patience is in the people here. It's a mindset, I think. You could look at all the things you're missing out on, or you could embrace what you've got. And I think it's definitely an idea of people, their glass is half full here, because we pour big drams, usually. Bruichladdich Distillery is on the Isle of Islay, west coast of Scotland. There's not much about my job that I don't enjoy. I could be walking down the hill to work in the morning and I can smell when the mash has gone in, because that lovely sweet flavour of the grain that's coming out the mash tun and blowing on the breeze. When I started working here back in 2004, unemployment was very high in the island. The distillery coming back to life, it really brought the community together. Bruichladdich is not your typical distillery in a few ways. With the old Victorian equipment, you rely on all of your senses and your experience in how to make whisky. We rely on people, we don't have things too mechanised, but our approach to making whisky is modern. We do push the boundaries. What we're trying to do with our whisky is to really get a sense of place, authenticity into the spirit. Being Islay-centric, doing everything here, bottling everything on the island, maturing at Bruichladdich, using Islay spring water, all of these things encapsulate the idea of provenance in the whisky. And to embrace the kind of character of Islay, we also make the botanist gin, where we pick 22 local botanicals.
It's not like you're at school and someone says, "What would you like to be when you grow up?" I'd like to be a forager. It's right place, right time. The job is really dictated by the weather. It's dictated by the plants and when they're ready. You can think, right, next week we're gonna pick, it's looking great, flowers are out. And then you go open the curtains in the morning and it's raining. And you go, all right, well, I'll go put the kettle on again then. Like that. The first plant that we always kick the picking season off with is gorse. It's got these beautiful chrome yellow flowers. There's a real honey coconutty type scent to it. And you smell it on the wind. We're on an island. We're bounded by the sea, that is our limit. So we have to look at what we've got here and protect that for the future. We've done a lot of research over the past few years, going out in the winter, finding these local juniper populations, and we're building up a project where we hope to re-establish juniper populations, for the future.
Just coming around Loch Combe here and then over to Cool Farm, and that's where Andrew farms. That's Andrew who grows the rye for us. I think one of the great things about what we've done with Bruichladdich, this commitment to working with the local farmers.
Get up early.
Over 50% of the barley that we're distilling this year was grown on Islay last year, so it's a massive part of what we do. Often you would be told on the west coast of Scotland you can't grow barley here, it's too wet, it's too windy, there's too many challenges. Now we do it because of the flavour impact, and the way we make our whisky, that's the first thing we think of. It's not the economics. We know that we work in an industry that has an environmental impact, and we know it's our responsibility to reduce that as much as we can. The Regeneration Project is an initiative we've set up to support the local farming community to grow barley for us to add in rye as a rotational crop.
We didn't know what rye was. We were worried about the risk when, you're trying a different crop, something you've never tried before, but we had the backing from the distillery. Now we're reaping the benefits. That's just me. I'm young enough and stupid enough to, to give it a go. After maybe 2 years of growing barley, we'll put a rye crop in, and it's putting in a lot of the nutrients that the barley takes out the ground. Every crop of barley after the rye has been consistently the best crop of barley on the farm.
And also gives us a unique challenge in a new whisky that we were able to make here at the distillery. The rye's incredible. It's got this lovely, spicy kind of flavours to it. It was an absolute nightmare, that first mash, I'll be honest with you. But you taste the spirit off the still and it all becomes worth it. We get there in the end. We stood there, 3 in the morning, and we were doing something that nobody had done before in the history of whiskey making in Islay, and that was a real privilege, to be from this island, to be involved in this rich heritage of distilling, and to do something for the first time. It was a real nice moment. Nobody in the history of drinking whiskey has ever raised a glass to their nose and gone, my God, that smells efficient. That smells really cheaply produced. When you go to a cask and you put the extractor in, and you pull the bung, and you don't know exactly what you're going to get, it's an opportunity to learn something new. Beautiful. When you're drinking Bruichladdich, what I would want people to be experiencing is those elements of Islay, that they can think about those flavours and know where they've come from.
It's your right.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's your end.
When you've got a good day's picking and you've got the sun on your back, this is an amazing place to do the job that we do.
Yeah, this is why we live here.